Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. It's your boy Mike. We're gonna go ahead and talk about breakdowns, but before I get into that video, let me go ahead and give a shout out to Badi Savta. Assuming that's your name. If I murdered it, hey, I'm sorry. I know you asked for this video. This video's for you. But I've also noticed you've been in under majority of my videos, so I just want to go ahead and say, hey, I appreciate you for watching. If you subscribe, I appreciate you for subscribing, and I appreciate you for commenting. So let's go ahead and get into these breakdowns. Let me first start off with show you some invoices of the breakdowns I've had since I've been in this truck. I got in this truck 2 months ago. So I got into this truck 2 months ago on the 6th. So I haven't been in this truck a full 2 months yet. So let me go ahead and show y'all these invoices. All right, so I'm only going to show y'all the bottom portion of the invoices because they do have my personal information at the top of the invoices. So when I first got in this truck, the second day check engine light came on, I started feeling like I was losing power. So had all the fuel filters changed. I was the first person to drive this truck through VL. VL said this truck had came just from some dealer, and they had already did a PM on it. I'm assuming I was just so used to the Volvo that Volvo had some good pulling power. So when I got behind this truck, I got behind the wheel of this truck and I got a heavy load, it just felt like this truck was underpowered. So I ended up changing all the fuel filters, which I believe also showed a big difference for me. But when I got the fuel filters changed, that cost me $229. I actually paid for that up front out of my pocket. I wasn't stressing about it. I mean, it was $200. Anything under $200, I will upfront the cost myself. Anything more, I'll have VL cover it for me. So then after that, I had looks like a tire blowout. Same week, my first week in the truck, I had a tire blowout on the actual truck, and that tire cost me like $301 with VL's fuel count, or with VL's tire discount. So this one right here ran me $301 if I'm not mistaken. That was from a Love's. I actually limped it to a Love's. I was actually supposed to have been going through Virginia mountains on this load, and I went around, man. I don't do mountains like I've stated before in the past. So then after that, right here, what is this? $275. I believe I had a trailer tire blowout. Yes, I'm required to maintain the trailer. That right there was $275 with VL's discount. I mean, hey, it is what it is. It's part of owning a business, running a business. You gotta spend money to make money. And then right here, I actually had, this was my actual breakdown. So when I say I had a breakdown, I'm referring to like tires. I don't pull over on the side of the road and sit there and wait for roadside. I'm gonna drive the truck to get it to where I need to be, because if a roadside has to come out and replace your tire, you're looking at about $800+. I was in the Love's actually this day when I was getting this tire replaced, and somebody called for a tire change, and they were telling them it's gonna be like $1,000. They quoted them right at $1,000 for a mobile tech to come out and change the tire, and I only came off $275 with me driving it there. Yeah, I had to drive slow. I had my hazards on. I was in the far right lane. I did what I had to do to get it there. I'm not gonna be stuck out on the side of the road costing myself more money when I can still drive the truck. You get what I'm saying? So this was my actual first breakdown when it comes to actual mechanical problem on the truck. Truck was not building air. I was in Laredo when this happened. I was exiting the freeway at a stoplight. Next thing I noticed, I'm always checking my air gauges. While I was driving, the air was holding fine. Once I exited the freeway, I was actually in the red zone to where my PSI was right around 60. And I was revving the truck up, putting it in neutral. It still wouldn't build air. Only way it would build air is if I actually pulled my brakes and was sitting there, then it would build air. Soon I pushed my brakes back in so I could start driving. The air was just pretty much dumped. But I did what I had to do. I got the load delivered, and then I got it to a TA. And that's, I'm talking about I could feel the brakes trying to lock up. So you know, whenever you go for your CDL test and you got to do your air brake test, once your air brakes get down to like in the 40s or 30s, your spring brakes supposed to lock up. I felt the truck trying to do that, but I did what I had to do, and I got it to the truck stop, the TA, so they can go ahead and get it fixed. At the end of the day, it was a quick release. Right here, quick release. That part was only $60, and then they had to go run to Freightliner to go get it. They usually had it in stock, but they didn't. $142 is what he charged for labor. So I came out $284. I didn't pay for this up front. I just had VL pay for it, and then they took it out of my settlement. And yeah, that was that. So when it comes to having issues on your truck, you have to know what's worth shutting down for and what you can keep driving and get addressed later. So I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all that I actually have an oil leak going on my truck. Nothing major at all. I noticed it actually probably like after being in this truck for like a week. And you know, I just keep my eye on it. You know, just to make sure, you know, my oil doesn't get too bad. And I also, when I was at the TA and I had them fixing that air issue, I asked him about it, and he's pretty much the one that told me what it was. So pretty much right here on this right here, I'm having an oil leak from this, and it's pretty much coming from right here. So whenever they that's still kind of hot. So whenever they did the first PM on this truck, I'm assuming from the dealership, there's a gasket in there that's supposed to, I'm assuming, be replaced, or maybe they punctured it, or whatever the case may be. It's leaking oil. That's all I can say. It's not leaking oil real bad, but it is leaking oil. If y'all can see, that right there should be gray, like the color right here, but it's more brownish, goldish color. It's oil. And so from there, I was looking right over here, and I thought that was coolant building up right there, but the technician told me that pretty much it's just the oil coming off of here, and it's just going over there because that's coolant, that's oil, and that's just caked up oil on it. So I was thinking maybe I need to replace the clamp or replace the hose for that. They're like, nah, you don't. It's just that. It's nothing major. Don't even worry about it. Just worry about it whenever I get my next PM done. All right, cool. So usually whenever I'm doing my pre-trip on my truck, the main thing I'm checking is mostly fluids. So when I come out and do a pre-trip on my truck, I'm always checking the coolant, making sure, you know, the coolant is at the levels it should be at. Since I've been in this truck, I haven't had to top that off yet. Always checking my fuel filter. When I was in that Volvo, I went through like 3 fuel filters before I even had to do a PM on the actual truck. I don't know why. The Volvo fuel filters, or maybe just the fuel I was getting from Pilot and Flying J, it kept filling up the fuel filters. So I'm always checking that right there. So anytime I experience any loss of power, my first bet is gonna be to check the fuel filters. I always check my power steering fluid. For y'all that don't know, there's actually a filter inside of here that typically would get dirty, but I mean, you shouldn't have any issues with it. Like I said, I always check the oil. My oil dipstick is right here. And then you got other stuff that's going on. I'm always looking and listening for air leaks. So whenever I do my pre-trip, I'll usually come and check the oil first. I'll crank the truck up, let it build pressure, and then I'll cut it back off, and then I'll just pretty much walk around and check, you know, and just listen. I'm always looking for any type of oil leaks. I'm checking out all my clamps. I'm checking all my hoses. I'm definitely checking the belt. Those are the main things you should be checking once you actually get out over the road in your own truck, whether you're a company driver or a lease driver or owner-op or whatever. You know, obviously, you know, you check your brakes and all that other type of stuff, but I'm mostly checking anything under the hood. All right. So a couple things that would probably help you from actually enduring a major breakdown is just keeping fluids in your truck. So I'm gonna just pretty much show you what I usually keep in here, and not only fluids, but you know, tools as well. Don't get on me about how dirty it is, because I usually clean this up, and then once I get to driving, you know, the freight shaker gets to shaking all my stuff, all my parts around. So first thing, I always keep my drill in my truck. I always keep it with me. So I'm gonna go ahead and set that down to the side for you. I actually had a headlight go out. Ironically, this headlight bulb went out right, I would say, less than a mile from the damn weigh station. Damn it, I'm trying to get my hand out the way. Yeah, I had a headlight bulb go out right before I got to a weigh station. I pulled over, changed it, and hey, I kept it moving. You know, I didn't bitch and complain that, oh, it was working a mile back and you pulled me in, and now, you know, I got this issue going on. I keep a jug of coolant in the truck. Like, this is actually a new bottle. I haven't had to use it yet. Keep a bottle of oil in oh, yeah, I don't want to see that. But yeah, I keep a bottle of oil in the truck. I've had this oil for a long time. If you've seen the name on the other side, if you didn't, then hey, don't even worry about it. I do keep my toolkit in here, just in case if it's minor stuff that needs to be replaced, I can replace it myself, and I will do that. Right here, I have, what is that? Just headlight bulbs for the truck. That's all it is, man. You know, these headlight bulbs, they tend to act funny and they'll just go out whenever. Don't hurt to play it safe and just have them in here. I also have some Glad hand seals, which I thought I had back here. So if I don't have them back here, then that means I have them inside the truck somewhere. But I always keep glad hand seals as well in the truck. And for the most part, that's really what helps me avoid having an actual breakdown. So I always try to be prepared. I mean, you know, truck is a machine. Something's gonna happen. I mean, you're gonna have some type of breakdown. It is what it is. You can't stop everything, but you can try to avoid a headache. Now, obviously, if I have some engine mechanical failure or anything, I can't control that. And I mean, hey, that is what it is. So when I had my blowout, this is the tire that actually blew out. Scared the shit out of me because it took off my quarter fender. So I don't have a quarter fender right here. So when that tire blew, and that was a recap tire, I have a Virgin tire on here now. I guess when it blew, it knocked that quarter fender to the back of the cab, and I thought somebody was shooting at me. So I was driving, I started ducking and stuff, getting out the way. You know, it also messed up the step right here. But I mean, that's minor stuff, minor cosmetic issues. It didn't, you know, really cost me anything as far as, you know, I pulled over, I checked to see what it was. I found out what it was. I started back driving. I found me a Love's, called VL. They got me another tire, and then I was on the road, back on the road. So the air leak issue that I had, when I went on the forum on Facebook, they were saying it was probably a valve under the seat. I mean, under the steering column, which I thought it was too, but it was actually this ABS quick connect right here. That's what pretty much caused my issue. They say that's pretty much a common issue, and if this goes bad, it'll actually cause a number of things to where you think it's something else, but it's actually in reality is the $60 part right here. That right there, I mean, hey, $60, I was happy to get that fixed and get back on the road. Now, because this part went down, this part right here, this $60 part cost me a $1,700 load. So I had a load that was going 300 miles for $1,700, and I missed it because of this part right here. So, you know, you have stuff like that. It is what it is, was the name of the game, you know. But other than that, I mean, that's pretty much all I can tell y'all when it comes to breakdowns, man. When you're an owner op, a lease op, any type of breakdown you have, you don't want to be on the side of the road. You want to try to get to an actual truck stop. Usually, I never really parked at truck stops when I used to shut down, but now I do. And that's just because you never know, you might wake up one morning and you have a leak and you might need to go buy coolant or buy whatever. But another tip for you, always keep a case of water in your truck. So let's say if you run out of coolant and you need to get somewhere that can get it fixed, if you have a case of water, yeah, you might have to use half of that to put in your reservoir so your truck don't shut off if you get to the override, or if you get that truck for the shut off notice. That'll really help in the long run. Always check your tires, man, especially with summertime, with the heat, and depending on how fast you're going, it'll actually inflate your tires. And when I say inflate, I'm just saying it's just gonna make your tires expand. Okay, I'm not a tire expert, but I do know that much. So that's pretty much all I have for you on this video. I appreciate you guys for watching. Once again, I appreciate you, Body Savta. I think that's your name. Sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong, but yeah, that's pretty much what I've dealt with when it came to breakdowns. I haven't had any expensive breakdowns to where it just had me sitting here stressing. Yeah, I get a little irritated when it happens, but I mean, hey, it's part of life, and I've just learned to cope with it. Now, if you are a company driver, if you reach the end of this video, if you're a company driver and you have stuff like blowouts, only for people that don't have super singles. If you have super singles and you have a blowout, obviously you're gonna have to pull over somewhere and you're gonna have to wait for a maintenance to come out. But if you are a company driver and you have a blowout on some duals, continue driving, get somewhere that can get it fixed, because, you know, company driver, you get paid by the mile. So if you sit on the side of the road for 6-7 hours when you could have drove to a tire shop where or Love's or TA where you could be more comfortable, you know what I'm saying, where you can get food, take a shower while that's getting done, then I mean, hey, it'll help you get rolling. Even if there's a wait time, I know you would rather be waiting at a shop, you know what I'm saying, where you have access to food, a restroom, probably better signal, than just be stuck out on the side of the road. So yeah, if that happens, you got to drive a little bit slower, put your hazards on, stay in a far right lane, and do what you got to do to get to where you need to be. But once again, guys, I appreciate you guys for watching. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. If you are subscribed, I really appreciate it. Don't be afraid to like the video. If you want to share it, you go ahead and do that too. We'll catch you guys in another video later.